All right, today is August 20, 2025. It's about 20 after 6 p.m. I got COVID, so I haven't been doing videos and pictures lately. Look at this. We have graduation day. Today, Wednesday, the puppies are officially 4 weeks old. Their eyes have been open and ears have been open for about 12 or so days for all dogs. They're doing great. So this is a 3x3 whelping box, and then this here is a 3x3 area, and we've introduced the pellets and potty pads. So I have a bigger tray. This is for a 24 by probably 16-inch crate, 24-inch crate. I took the crate bottom out, and we're going to see if we can get them to use that. So that was the little boy that just came out, and that's a big white girl, white collar girl, sticking her head out now. They don't have their collars on because they've outgrown them. And then pink collar, she is oblivious to the world, and she back here. So they have graduated today at week 4. Good girl. They good girl. There she is. Boop, boop, boop. There she is. There she is. There's that girl. Look, she goes, oh no, I better hurry. You sliding around? This is y'all's new area to play. It's your new play area. What you think? What you think? Yeah, hers a biter. Hers says, I'm vicious. I'm the protector. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Of course, there's Henry. Say, Daddy checking in. Daddy checking in. Yeah, so graduation day today. I've been trying to stimulate them a couple times a day for the last 3 or 4. It's a little slick on that pad, girl. I got to work that out. I've been trying to stimulate them to see if they can get them to go pee and poop, because they're crapping everywhere. And so she's figuring it out. Look at her. She's looking around, isn't she? What a good girl. A good girl. And so, anyway, that bumping is this here making sound. It's not totally put together. I'm not going to drill holes in it. We're going to leave it be. That's a good girl. Look at her. She said, I'm just going to make do in here. I'm going to stay on this side. So we have washable pads and then disposable pads, and we have the pee-pee poopy tray, which I really hope I can get them to use. I may end up turning it long ways when they have to walk across it, but I don't want to mess up their little tootsies yet and make them afraid to walk across the pellets just yet. I'm hoping they kind of pick it up on their own, so we'll see. What a good girl. What a good girl. We need to get photos for today, excuse me, for being 4 weeks old. And we can work on photos, and we need to get weights. Let's look at the weights. I haven't done their weight today, but yesterday my boy hit the 4-pound mark at, oh God, what is that, 22 days, or shoot, 27 days of age, he hit 4 pounds. 27 days of age, my pink girl was 3 pounds. 4.8 ounces. My white girl, 3 pounds and 12.4 ounces. Look at her off and playing. She's so cute. She's a trip, that's for sure. They're all interesting. They're really starting to develop their personalities now. She seems to be, hi Henry. She seems to be exploring pretty well. The pink girl isn't so much on the exploration of things. She just kind of accepts where she is, and then she plays with toys, so she's doing good there. And big boy, he explores, but he didn't have a lot of energy. He already went back to bed. So you can see that little ridge right there. So this whole section right where my finger is outlining, that's the heat pad. So he's just on the edge of it with the right side of his booty on it. And the little white girl right there, she's on the pad. You can see the outline. See how it goes, like right there. So they're on a washable pee pad, so if they pee on it, I can just pull it out and wash it. They don't run it. Wish I'd have thought that earlier. So we introduced toys a couple days ago, so that's good. And they've, I'm gonna stop trying to stimulate them to get them to go pee and poop, trying to make it cleaner and neater and tidier in there because it's not working. The boys sometimes pees, but the girls have quit. So they hold it from me, and then they pee on their own and poop on their own. Corey's still cleaning up the mess, but she spends less time in the pen with them. I want them to be less dependent on her and more independent on each other and themselves and start exploring more. We've got to get them to a point where they feel fine without her. And so far, I think they're doing really well, but we still have to work towards that. So I've ordered some toys that'll be delivered tomorrow for some stimulation and to encourage them to explore. Hey, pink girl. She didn't even know this room's open. She doesn't even know that they've got a condo. Look at that. Here, let me clean off the lens. Yep. Oh, so it's suddenly blurry. I think it's having a hard time trying to focus on those. But anyway, yeah, they're still in here for now. The boy came out when the video first started, but he decided to go back in. It hasn't been long since they ate, so their stomachs are pretty full, which means they're going to be pretty sleepy. Pretty sleepy. So, oh yeah, and then this started. She's able to lick her belly and to lick her rear, so that's good that she has the capabilities to maneuver herself and get her motor skills to do that. So I've noticed she's done that a couple times. We need to cut their nails. We need to do some photos. Hi, puppy. Hey, white girl. That's white collar girl. Look, she just jumped up. She said, okay, I decided to be active. She's like a little cat. She just hops up and takes off on me. So anyway, I'm going to get off here so I can breathe. This COVID's about to kick my butt. I'm on day 5 of COVID, and I sure can't wait to stop sweating profusely 24/7. So anyway, they're going to sleep, and I was really excited for the big grand opening here of them enjoying this new pen, and they don't even care, so... The boy came out, so you saw that in the beginning of the video. So, well, whatever. You know, full bellies. It's late in the day. So, anyway, we'll see how all this goes. And we'll hope for the best. We'll see if we can start potty training them to the pellets, see how they take to that. They've got some interactive toys coming tomorrow. And we're going to have to do a photo shoot. I just have to find the energy to do any. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at them. That's the green boy on the left and white girl on the right. And then, you know, Pinky down here. And so, anyway, I got to find the energy to get a photo shoot together. Now that they've been sitting up since they were a little past 3 weeks. So they're sitting up. Got their heads raised, so it's good to take photos now because before they just kind of lay there like a blob, which is fine. That's what they are. All they have to do is eat, sleep, pee, poop, and grow. That's their whole focus, you know. Look at Stinker Head over here. She said, what is going on? Hey, Pinky. Hey, Pinky Poopy. There she is. Hey, Pinky Pinky. She is so darn cute. Hi, Pinky Pinky. Up, up. Hey, Pup, Pup. What's she over here doing? Oh, she gonna explore. Come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh, good girl. Good girl. They get a little nervous walking outside of this little threshold. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're like, nah, yay, what a good girl. There she is. There's a girl. Oh, what a good girl. Yeah, good job, Pinky. Good job, Pinky. Boop, 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 boop. She said, to attack. I have bitches. have to attack her. Look at her wagging her tail. They started wagging their tail about 3 weeks. Here's Henry checking in. Yay, Pinky. She said I could do it. I'm a big girl. I can do it all by myself. She's so cute. Sorry, I'm breathing heavy. I can't breathe through my nose. I got to breathe through my mouth, and I'm bent over, and I'm not enjoying this. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Let her explore her new place. What do you think, big girl? Yeah, now they've all officially explored. She's like, yeah, I'm going to head on back in. So, look where she's peeing. Well, the good news is she didn't pee in her bed. Good peepees! Yay, good peepees! All right, good peepees. So what I was waiting is for this to happen, for them to pee, because I'm going to scrape all this back. I'm going to take that and fold it and lay it down and put the pellets back on. That's the plan, so I can get that smell here and see how I can get them to get inside of this. Their footing isn't true and sure just yet. They're working on it. So the pellets might be a little bit pretty small breed dogs, you know, to navigate, but that's okay. Oh, honey, don't sit in your pee. We don't want you to sit in it. Here, let me grab that. And so here in a bit, I'll put another couple pads down. Then here in a bit, I'll put this pad here I just took away, and I'll put it down and see if we can't get that odor in here. She's on my tootsies. She's on my tootsies. She's so bitches. Her not bitches. Her just having fun. Her's having fun. Her's having fun. Bud. Bud. Look at them in there wrestling. WrestleMania in the bed. Poop. Boy, they got some sharp teeth, let me tell you. And my tooths are coming in. My toothies are coming in. Uh-oh. Here comes their white girl. She done come stumbling out like she had too much to drink at the bar. Right, she fell out of there. Way to go, girl. Oh, so funny. Yeah, so this is nice. It gives them a chance to walk around, and she's wagging her tail because she sees her daddy. Yeah, it's her dad. Look at that. WrestleMania. Get him. The pink girl is the smallest, but not by much. She's going to be a smaller bone dog, shorter in the back. White girl's going to have a little bit more bone. She's going to be longer. One is not right or wrong. I personally prefer a little more bone like the white girl has, but I prefer the shorter back like the pink girl has. So, and the black boy, or excuse me, not black boy, but the green boy, look at her hopping. What a good girl. Puppy play. Look at him hopping. The green boy's got heavy bone. Not heavy, that's not true. He's heavier on the bone, so he's about moderate. And I think he's going to be a little bit longer body dog. So I'm probably going to keep one of the girls. I just haven't decided yet. And I may not keep any. There's things I like very much about both of them. About all three of them, actually. I am getting a male. This is so hard to do with you in my face, Henry. I am getting a male from the mom's breeder, Lucine Dachshunds. I'll be getting a male in about a month. And he's going to be about 3 weeks older than these puppies here. So it'll be a nice complement to my program to have a nice male from her, which means I won't need to keep him. I only have 2 females at the moment that I could use for breeding. Corey's one of them, and Sadie's the other. Sadie's the long hair Baltic girl that I have tried for 3.5 years to get pregnant and can't. So I don't know if she just can't get pregnant or what the deal is, but I don't want to go into that sad, highly expensive and depressing story. Look, he gave up. He said, I'm just going to wait here till you pet on me. Yeah, so if I keep the green boy, which I really like to, he's got a fantastic temperament. He's been my pick all along, to be honest. But if I keep him, then what I'm looking at is only being able to use him with the with Sadie, my long-haired dachshund, if I can get a litter, because obviously I can't breed him to his mother. So that means I don't have a male for Sadie. I do have Penny, but Henry's got a low sperm count. He's a little bit older, so we're not going to get too many more chances out of him, unfortunately. He'll retire before he ever got started, to be honest. So that's what happens when you pick the wrong doctors who claim to all be damn experts, and none of them are, about repro, and you waste 3.5 years and $12,000. That's right, $12,000. People tell you that there's a lot of money in breeding. I'm just gonna laugh in their face because I don't know where that money is. I've got about $2,400 so far on these dogs. One of our puppies passed away. She just was she was just a failure to thrive. I'll just say that. And it's just really, turn this light on. It was really sad, and we're waiting for her cremated remains to come back sometime later this week. So my 4 puppies went down to 3. And with about $2,400 plus just in my head that I've added up so far, not actually, yeah, it's about right. I'll have another, I'd say $700 to $1,000 invested in the litter, provided nothing goes wrong. So I'll be around $3,400, $33, something like that. And then I'm probably going to keep a girl, so that puts me down to 2 puppies. And then I'll spend about $200 each for food and literature and toys and bedding and all the stuff that I send with my puppies, crates, everything that they need to get started. So that'll put me up another, $400? So I'll be real close to $4,000 spent for a litter where I own both dogs. That just absolutely blows my mind. To spend that kind of money for 2 dogs you own. So when people tell you there's big money in breeding dogs, just have them call me and let me know how they do that, because I'm not breaking even on this litter. I'm losing my ass on this litter. So, and what people never take into account is that for the first 72 hours of a litter being born, you don't sleep. I just want to say that again. For the first 72 hours, you don't sleep. And here's why. You're terrified one's going to drop dead on you. And they can for any reason. Any reason at all. Pick a reason, they'll drop dead. It's awful. No. Get in there. You're going to pee-pees. Let's see. Go pee-pees. She's about to pee. I'm trying to get her to go pee-pees. Yeah, she's not liking that, but we'll work on it. I don't want her to pee on this because I just cleaned it. She can bite my toes. You toe biter. So anyway, the first 3 days you don't do nothing but stay up and stare at the mom, because Corey's a first-time mom, and Corey also has no clue. She did a great job for being a new mom. She did a great job for being an experienced mom. So I can't be more pleased and happy and thankful for her. But I can tell you that she has no body awareness when it comes to laying on her puppies. So she laid on all of them several times a day. And she just laid there as they cried, and she looked at me confused, like she didn't know why they were crying. And I have to jump up. She's, on average, let me get a potty pad. On average, she's about, I keep her at a nice sporty weight, and that's about 20 pounds. I like a sporty dachshund. I don't like those big fat lumps that they put at, here, get off of that. I don't like those big old fat lumps they put in the show ring. A lot of judges like fat dogs. God, go look at the Labrador. Go look at the Labrador ring or the English Bulldog ring. It is just pitiful. There's a lot of breeds that need to be fat or too heavy, in my opinion. Dogs need to be sleek and athletic build. They need to be nice and tight and fit. I understand there's some dogs with loose skin like Bassets, but that doesn't mean that Basset needs to be 70, 80 pounds. That's ridiculous. That Basset could be a good weight and have that loose skin and still look nice and tight and fit. Nice tuck up. I'm just telling you, it's the truth. People who say different don't know what they're talking about, or they don't realize the importance of a healthy, fit dog versus a fat sack of shit that's going to go trundling in the ring and roll around like a damn whiskey barrel and pass out halfway around the ring. You look at those fat dogs in the ring, wait till they get almost, not half, but almost half, about a third of the way around the ring. Uh-oh. Say, cough it up, girl. Often, their gait changes because they get winded because they're so damn fat they can't even go around the ring. They're so fat and out of shape. It's just pitiful. And we don't do that here. I don't want my puppies. I don't want my adults. I don't want any of my dogs being fat. I might be a little chunky, whatever. Hey, baby girl. Hey, big girl. But that's my personal choice. But I got to feed these guys the best food. It's not my choice to be fat. I'm just saying I make unhealthy eating options for myself. That's what I'm saying. But I don't do that for my dogs. Everybody has to be a nice, tight, fit shape. And when my dogs have shown before, half or more of the judges have complained that they need to add some more weight, that they're not heavy enough. They're not heavy, but they're not a good weight. And I say, well, what do you mean a good weight? And they say, you need to add some weight. They're too thin. And I just think to myself, I don't want fat dogs, judge. But you can't say that because judges are always right, even when they're wrong. And just a quick heads up, I'm an AKC judge for performance events, so I'm not down in AKC. I'm also a licensed trainer. I'm a CGC evaluator, temperament tester. I do ATT temperament tests. I also do Fitch-It. I'm working on my rally certification for judging. I got any number of credentials through AKC, through UKC, through other clubs. Hello, Henry. He's going to climb right on me, and when he does, he's going to knock me over. I gotta stand up, buddy. Easy down. So, anyway, I'm just videoing puppies while I'm rambling. But the truth is, look at her in there. Yeah, they're not so sure of this yet, but they're getting there. They will. The fact that all three of them woke up and came out and looked, I think is fantastic. And the little white girl, which is this one right here, she came out twice. Now, she got her little baby. She got her little bestie. I got her a Squeaky Lobster. Actually, I got it for him, but they all got it. They all play with it. So, but like I was saying, keep your dogs in good shape. I want my puppies to be chunky, though. I'll tell you that. I want chunky puppies. I want their weight to be a little on the heavy side at this age. So if they don't eat in exactly 3 or 4 hours, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. Nobody's going to have a hypoglycemia issue. I'm trying to get here's what I'm going to do. I had to get my stand put up. Well, I thought that was going to work, but I guess not. I'm going to sit here and try to... Where's that damn thing? I can't do this with one hand. I just want to take this Here, just hold on. I want to take it and I want to get it underneath all these pellets. I'll show you what I'm doing. I just can't do it hold the phone and do it all. So what I'm going to do is I have moved these pellets back with my hands. I'm taking where she peed. I'm laying that over top the pellets, and then I'm going to put the pellets back on top of this because I want them to smell the pee-pee over the pad and see if that is enough to encourage them to start going potty on the pad or in this pellet tray. And let me just tell you, for people who don't know, pellet trays are an absolute messy nightmare. I hate the fact that they are ever used. I'm not kidding. Okay, this is going to be what I call good enough. I'm sick. I don't feel good. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to tuck this in. Okay, here we go. The pee spot's about right in there. So let me back up without tripping and breaking my neck. Because they all decided to sack out and go to bed. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing to explain. So they have a small spot in which to walk through, which they can't navigate that yet. That's only a couple inches, but they will eventually. So the pee-pee on the pad is there. So when they come out or come to this, they should smell the pee. And hopefully they'll just walk right into it. They'll pee, and then they'll come out through here and not pee. So we'll see how many days it takes them to catch on. All I need is one of them to do it, and the others should hopefully follow. I say that, but, you know, dachshunds. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off because I can't breathe worth a crud and take me a break. I'll get some weights on them. I'm going to do my best to get some pictures later today or maybe tomorrow of their 4 weeks. I haven't even advertised them yet. But, yeah, like I was saying, for all these people making big money, hey, give me a call. And let me know how you do that. Because that's a joke. And like I said, the first 3 days, you don't go to sleep. Because you're waiting for the mom to lay on top of them puppies. So you can jump up out of a dead sleep of 13 seconds long and pick up a puppy that's up underneath of her and push her all out of the way and get the puppy. So, you know, golly, it was 2.5 weeks before I stopped getting so frantic about her just laying on them. And it's like she's not intentionally trying to hurt them, but she's not realizing that they're screaming because she's on top of them. So if I had big, fat, heavy dachshunds, she would have crushed one and killed one. So again, keep your females, all your dogs, except your puppies. Puppies got to be fat. They got to be fat so you can make sure they got that extra weight on them to have the extra calories that they need. Anyway, they're all going to settle down. I'm going to get off this phone, quit yakking. God, I just feel like shit. Feel bad. So, enough of that. So we'll just see how this goes with their new setup. But yeah, today's graduation day for them to, sorry, Henry, didn't mean to scare you, for them to get their new area. So they got 2 3x3 areas. I've been putting them in with the 3x3 baby pool, little $10 blue baby pool in the office with an X pin around it. I have the same setup, another 3x3 baby pool with an X pin in the bedroom by my bed. And that's what I have done from the beginning. The first 2 nights I slept on a blow-up mattress in here in the living room right beside them. About killed me. About to burn that thing to bits because that mattress about killed me. And so we're going to pass on ever using that again. And that's when I moved them into the bedroom and just laid at the foot of the bed, so I was just a foot or two away and could jump down any time to move them. The worst part is the muffled whines that you can't even hear. So you have to sit up, because if she lays on part of them and their head's out, then they'll start squealing. You can hear it. If they're completely underneath of her, you hear real faint, far away. And if you're in a deep coma because you haven't slept for 3 days, you're not going to hear it. You better hope you do, because you'll wake up and you'll have a dead dog underneath of her. That is not something I recommend. But I'm going to tell you what, I spend no less than 4 to 5 hours a day doing 3 loads of laundry, cleaning up one of 3 pens constantly. So I clean up the pen, I work from home. I'm a data software database engineer, so I work from home. So I clean that up about 3 times a day while they're in there. I clean the one at nighttime before they go to bed in the middle of the night, because I always wake up smelling poop. And Corey's asleep and doesn't wake up to eat it, and that's gross. That's a whole other level of nasty. But you want your females to do good and to do good keeping their puppies clean, because that means they don't waller in crap all night. That's how we got eye infections with the orange collar girl and the green collar boy, because everybody woke up covered in poop, about 2 weeks old, except for green and orange, and they had it all over them plus on their faces, and they're the 2 that got eye infections. So I had to take them to the vet to get medication. That was a couple $100 because it was on a Sunday. That was like $250, $260, and then I had to come back and get different medication because they gave me the wrong kind, but of course they wouldn't take it back and refund me. So that was another $60 wasted. So I had to go buy more medication. I'm telling you, this stuff adds up hot and fast. They've got a checkup coming on Friday. It's a 4.5-week-old puppy checkup. I'm doing this because I want to make sure everybody's on the right path. Their weights are good. I weigh them daily. Their weights are good. They're all eating well. But that doesn't mean that everything's going well. We still need to check hearts. We need to check lungs. We need to check just the overall physicality, the physiological makeup of the dog. We need to look at their eyes now that they're open, make sure no one has scratched retinas, that everybody's eyes are developing. We need to look inside those ears, which are super tiny because they're finally open. So there's a lot of things that we need to do. That'll be another couple of $100. So, I mean, it just adds up over and over and over. Golly, you think, well, you whelped the litter at home. It shouldn't have cost anything. Yeah, well, I had help, and that cost $500. That's $500 cash just to get them out of the mom and get them in the world alive. So we got lucky. We didn't lose anybody in the first, from birth. We didn't lose anybody. And you typically lose a puppy during birth. Any number of 100 things will happen. We got real lucky, and the guy who whelped the litter, he's a professional at this. He's a longtime breeder. He's a professional handler. He's also a registered nurse. I mean, this guy, he's a professional licensed groomer. His resume goes on and on and on, 40 years or more. So, hell yeah, I'll pay a lot of money. I'll pay anybody whatever you want to make sure these puppies come out. So, and keep Corey safe. So that's what we did. So, again, add that. It keeps adding up. And you got to pay for all this up front. I haven't even paid to advertise the dogs or to get them registered yet. That's even more money. I mean, I'm going to be way over $4,000 on a litter where I own the mom and dad. Isn't that crazy? That's just nuts. But that's, it's where we are. So, I don't know. I guess you got to have those certain breeds that you can charge $20,000 for because they have a fluffy carrier gene, or some dog with their face smashed in that's pink and blue with, I don't know, fuchsia colored eyes and all that crap, or some damn doodle for $5,000. Maybe that's the people making money. Because if you do it honest with purebred dogs, I don't know how you're going to make any. So anyway, it's not about making money. I'm trying to improve the next generation. I'm just making this as a partial PSA, public service announcement, to people thinking, oh yeah, she's going to make her some money. No, that's not how it works. I'm not in it for the money. If I was in it for the money, I wouldn't be breeding dachshunds, and I wouldn't be breeding dogs. I'll tell you that right now. I'd be doing anything else. So it's a lot of sleepless nights. It's a lot of heartache, and it's the worst thing in the world when you bring a puppy into the world and you have to help them leave way before their time because they're not well and they're not doing well and they're just getting sicker by the day. That little orange girl, I don't want to talk about this long because it's too painful. She just couldn't keep her milk down, so we had several things going on with her, and she just, I think, so we did, I'll tell you this, we did breeding over 5 days, Wednesday through Sunday, like a Wednesday, a Friday, and a Sunday, I think is what we did. And it's very possible that her conception was on a Sunday, and maybe these other 3 puppies was on a Wednesday for conception, or maybe the Friday mating had conception. Because just to let you know, and I know people who breed should know this, but for those of you who don't, if you breed a dog today that's ready and fertile, that doesn't mean she got pregnant today. It means you got the sperm in her today. That sperm can live a couple days in there, and it's going to take a while depending on where those eggs are and how far those spermies have to swim before they can get to the egg to fertilize. So if you mate today, that doesn't mean she got pregnant today. It could take 2 days. It could take 3 days. So I guess in my mind, in talking to the vet, we deduced as a potential option that she was probably the last breeding, whereas these were one of the earlier breedings. So maybe she was a week behind in development, which is why she was so small, potentially. Or maybe she just didn't develop correctly from the very beginning. That happens. It happens with puppies. It happens with any animal. It happens with humans. And it just, sometimes they don't always develop. You know, just all the time, children are born with defects because something in their makeup didn't develop the way it should have when it was supposed to along those 9 months of being in the belly. So, you know, it's the same thing with any animal, or even incubating reptiles or chicken eggs, or if they just come out deformed. I used to raise and show and breed chickens, and they, I had some of the nicest quality chickens you could buy. I had silkies and I had satins, but mainly silkies. And I also I focused on naked neck silkies. Just absolutely stunning, just gorgeous birds. Anyway, it's a different story. But I would have some born and their guts would be on the outside and they never went in and absorbed. I had some that were born without eyes. I had some that were born with a beak twisted, or, you know, the legs were backward. It's just the way it goes. It's just awful. Nature doesn't give you what you want. You get what she gives, and then you find a way to deal with it. And if that's too hard, then this isn't for you. So, but I also grew up cattle rancher and horse breeder, so I knew death. I knew how death worked way before I understood how life worked. I still don't understand how life works, and I'm 48, so, but I certainly know everything about death. Which is really unfortunate. So I talked to her doctor, my orange collar girl, a couple times. Went in there with her. We tried some antibiotics to fight the pneumonia she developed. And, you know, the short version of a long, sickening, sad story is that we agreed she had no quality of life. She wasn't going to get better. Permanent is maybe a temporary solution to put on antibiotics. And all we're going to do is put her back on antibiotics the next time she has an issue again, which wouldn't be long, and so she would stay on them, and it just is bad. It's just terrible. And so we're not going to do that. She wasn't gaining weight. She wasn't as strong. She was kind of listless, and the last 2 days she cried a lot. And when they're crying, they're in pain or they're hungry or both. And I'm not going to make her live through that. And so he agreed that that was the best decision for her. And that's another thing you got to deal with, is you got to hold them. When they put those damn drugs in them and stop their little hearts, you can't be a coward and leave. You gotta stick it out. You gotta stick it out. You brought them in, you made it possible for them to be born. And so you got to be there when they leave. That's your job. So you got to have a pretty thick skin and strong stomach to do this. So just know that. Good breeders work really hard. I do the ENS training, the early neurological stimulation, which we're past that now. They graduated from that. Also, we do early scent introduction. They graduated from that. It's only effective during days, usually 16 through 20. Or, good Lord, listen to me. Let me start over. It's valid usually day 3 of age through day 16. I think I did it through day 18 or 19, though. Because I missed one day because my little girl passed and I just couldn't stand it. And I just came home and it was rough. So I did an extra day or two. Doesn't hurt them. It's just they don't get the full effects. So there's just a very tiny, tiny window you get in which to shape their minds, their brain, their hearts, their neurological system, their respiratory system, their circulatory. So there's just a very small window, and if you don't do it during those days around day 3 through 16 of life, your window closes. So, but that doesn't mean we're done. So we're doing scent work just to let them sniff odors, and then I just pet and praise when they have the odors near. Whatever their reaction, as soon as they lean in, pet and praise. It's just verbal praise. They can hear now, and they can feel. They can always feel. So they get the touch of praise. They get the verbal sound of praise. So they start to hear the intonation of positivity when they commit or respond to a desired behavior. And so I know I'm not saying this well. I could be saying this a lot better. I'm just damn tired. COVID's killing me. So we're going to continue on with our puppy culture program, and tomorrow we're going to get toys. I already have a jungle gym that I built. It's a puppy play gym, I should call it, that I built for Corey, their mom, when she was a baby, and I got it put up, and then we moved down here to Florida, and I have no idea where it is. I just got to find it and put it all together. It won't fit in here, so I'm going to put it in a different spot. But they're not ready yet, so I think we're going to do about week 5. We're going to do that because right now they're too small. If they were to jump up on it, they're not going to make it because it's about the level of their head. I don't want them jumping up and down. When I got Corey, she was around 9 weeks. She was way too young. Shouldn't let puppies go that early, but whatever. So anyway, excuse me. So she could jump up on there, no problem. So I'm going to wait till they're at least 5 weeks old. And I'm going to put the bottom of the gym away and just have it setting on the floor because I have a hammock that's in the top, but you got to jump up about 3 inches to get to it. So this much isn't a lot, but it is if you got to jump up this high and your head's this high off the ground. So we're not going to encourage them to jump on anything. So we'll just lay that on the ground, and then they could have the things that dangle, the toys and sounds and the articles that dangle from above on the PVC, they can have that from the ground floor. So we'll get them started that way, and then with it laying on the ground. And then once they are 6 weeks, we'll see how they look. But it might be 7 or 8 weeks before we have the gym fully set up, because I don't want anybody jumping. There's no jumping allowed, especially not at this age. When they get a little bit older, they could climb, but I still don't want them jumping. Too early. They're midgets. They got short, stubby legs, long backs. Be careful. So I'm going to sign off. 44 minutes. This is supposed to be like a 5 or 6 minute video. Jesus Christ. All right, 4 weeks old today. The boy's over 4 pounds. The girl, pink girl, is 3.5, and white girl is 3.12. So white girl might be 4 pounds today. I don't know. I'll have to see. I haven't weighed them yet. I just need to take a break. So I want to get this established. Wanted to document the video for myself, mainly for my own purposes. Bless you, Henny Penny. So signing off. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.